Today we are spinning Maori Poi, which is a fire spinning art. So I've been performing it for about 4 or 5 years, and I've just really gotten into it. Basically, it's weights on the end of some sort of like string or rope, or in my case, chains with Kevlar balls on the end of them. And as they swing through the air, like rhythmically, they can make patterns of light or just with the shape in itself. But then that combined with the movement of dance allows you to actually really be very expressive. I learned from the internet. It's very user-friendly, very just learning-friendly. All it takes to learn is a pair of socks and a cup of rice.
Every summer, there's a group who celebrates the Old West with cowboy hats, holsters, and revolvers. This is Cowboy Fast Draw, and the Black River Bandits are gearing up to host the Wisconsin State Championships this weekend. Lori Dusty Bottoms Adrahan is the women's defending champ.
Everybody's kind of getting those last bit of nerves out on the line. We know it's go time, and you can practice so much, but when it comes down to the championship, it's you and that target on the line.
It's a piece of Duluth history, and we're trying to preserve Duluth's history.
For Tom Betts, this is more than a plane. It's been his full-time job.
The last few weeks we've been at it, it feels like all day, all night.
Betts and his partner Mark Marino spent the last 5 years putting together this replica of the world's first commercial airliner, the Lark of Duluth. It first came to the Twin Ports back in 1913.
You'll love seeing this run.
Sunday at the Lark of the Lake Festival on Park Point, Betts and Marino showed off their hard work.
On the first day of demolition, crews took down a house as well as about half of a building which used to house businesses below and apartments up on top. CHUM, an organization dedicated to helping the homeless, tells us that about 6 other buildings around this block are going to have to come down before construction of the new building can even begin.
Before this drawing becomes the real thing, we'll hear more of this and a lot more of that. But the demolition work thrills CHUM Executive Director Lee Stewart.
It's really, really exciting. It's a culmination of many years' work by a lot of people.
We're here in the Wedge, where students are trying to study. I'm Nate Kruse, and I'm your man in the halls, asking you important questions about the issues that matter to you. Now, let's go bug these kids.
You might recognize that sound. UMD students returning for the fall semester will be greeted to the Kirby Lounge still walled off for construction. It was supposed to be open in time for the fall semester, but renovations are taking longer than expected, says Jenny Eltink, director of the Kirby Student Center.
They're probably a little more than halfway done with the project. And things with the construction project, renovation project, always, it seems like the first part of it takes forever.
My name is Todd Olson. I've been folding for over 23 years now. Just finished one of these. My favorite paper crane. I'm legally blind. I'm totally blind in my left eye and about 2200 in my right eye. I first was introduced to origami by a Japanese foreign exchange student when I was 10 years old, and in the hospital they found I had a brain tumor between my pituitary gland and the optical nerves right behind my eyes. This foreign exchange student, he and his family and friends heard I was ill, and they folded and sent me 1,000 paper cranes as a get well gift. This is the original 1,000 paper cranes, and it was strung up just like this and sent to me in the mail. In the Japanese culture, the giving of 1,000 cranes usually represents a wish. So their wish for me was for health and long life, and that was when I started to learn origami again. I now know 50 or 60 different little critters just by heart. I also teach a lot of classes and do little demonstrations on it through different schools and church groups, nursing homes, community centers. It's kind of been my healing art.